Yeah, way weird. I'm glad I saw your text. Okay.
Thank you so much for responding. Okay.
Yeah.
There
Okay,
we go.
perfect. Perfect.
Got it. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you, Katie.
Okay, leave you to it. Okay, bye. I'm signing off. Kim was just
I was like, Katie, we can't get on the meeting. Thank you, Katie. I guess there was another meeting. She wasn't on another Zoom meeting, but I guess it was like, I don't know, something was awry. So she had to end something and start something. But I'm glad she responded because I was a little stuck. I was about to call you people and say, let's get a new Zoom link. Spread the word, because anyway, it's all good. Where did Wendy go? Wasn't she just on here?
I don't know.
It seemed like there was one other person on here.
Yeah, that's all right. We don't need her. Just kidding. We do.
Oh, no, we do.
All right, you guys, it's another month of our Zoom yoga. First class of the month. So you know what that means.
Wrong.
Oh,
Barb, you're excited. You're excited.
I am. I'm really excited.
It'll be good. It'll be over in an hour. So that'll be good.
Yeah.
Just no dolphin strut.
Okay. Okay, fine.
I agree.
I've made Scott do that like what, 3 times or something. Sometimes you just get on a roll with it, you know, and then anyway. All right, let's do this, my friends. I'll pin this. Okay. All right, thank you so much for joining me this February first class of the month, February. We'll be really focusing on our core today. And, you know, you can also consider the energetic component of connecting to this center, to our solar plexus. This is an area where we cultivate courage and personal strength and personal power, and stepping into maybe those places that scare us a little bit. And so that's another thing that you can maybe consider as we practice together today. And maybe showing up a little more fully in your life, or, you know, standing a little taller, or taking a little bit of a risk. And so sometimes just setting that intention at the beginning of our practice can help us to connect both physically and energetically to our core, to our center. So go ahead and find your seat, everybody, and let your eyes close. Take a moment to settle into your posture. You can begin your Ujjayi breath, engaging gently the muscles at the back of your throat. Taking a few moments here in stillness, giving yourself time and space to arrive in your body and in your practice. You might place a hand here over the belly, over your stomach, feeling your breath. Feeling into that rising and falling, expansion, contraction. At the very bottom of your exhale, you might feel a little bit of an engagement or a toning or a pulling back the navel toward your spine. Just feeling into that as we start our core practice today. Good. You can release your hand from the belly and extend your arms all the way up alongside your ears. Grow as tall as you can. And then exhale, bring your hands together at the heart. Good. And again, like that, reach your arms out wide and stretch all the way up. And then hands together, heart center. Good. One more just like that. Everybody stretch up tall and lengthen. And then exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Starting to link the breath and the movement. Bring your hands behind you and uncross your legs. Plant your feet to the ground. You're going to windshield wiper your knees to the right. Maybe pull your shoulders a little bit to the left. And then back up to center. Knees to the left. Pull your shoulders a little bit to the right. And then just moving with intention back and forth a couple more times. This windshield wiper twist. Nice, guys. All right, let's make our way forward to the hands and the knees. As you come forward, starting with some gentle movement through cat-cow, opening through the chest, through the heart, to the tailbone, and then rounding spine on your exhale. And just moving back and forth, a few more rounds here. And then I'd like for you to find your way back to center, back to neutral. And so you are neither rounded nor arched in your spine, keeping your core engaged, that lift through your belly. Go ahead and extend your right arm forward and your left leg back behind you. A little spinal balance, starting off with this core engagement, stabilizing this pose through your core, your abdominals. Think about your right arm and your left leg really pulling in toward that midline and then extending apart, reaching from front to back. Take another breath. And then exhale, bring it back down and switch sides. You're going to extend the left arm forward and the right leg back. So breathe here. Keeping, again, that connection to your center. Make sure your breath is consistent and moving through you. Hug your right leg, your left arm toward that midline. Reach the body apart. Take one more breath. And exhale. Good. Go back to the first side. So you're going to extend the right arm forward, the left leg back. Take a moment here to find your place. And then exhale, pull your right elbow towards your left knee. Come into a little crunch. Inhale, stretch it back out. And then exhale, hug it in. Elbow towards your knee. Inhale, stretch back out. Good. Last time here. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, reach back up. Now listen here, we're going to take the right hand to the ground, take the right toes over just a little bit, and take the left arm up. So now you're on your right hand and your right knee. Your left leg is lifted in parallel with the ground. Stretch your left arm forward alongside your ear and stretch through that side body. Give this another breath. And then bend your left leg, reach back and grab a hold of the left foot with the hand, kick into the hand and open up into a little half bow. If that doesn't feel like part of your practice today, just keep it where it was. Take one more spacious breath here. Great job, everybody. Let go of your foot. Re-extend your arm and your leg and make your way back to all fours. And as you come back to all fours, let's come back to just a couple rounds of cat-cow movement. Good, then back to neutral, back to center. Now you're going to take the left arm forward and the right leg back behind you. So starting with just a little spinal balance here. Take a breath. Exhale, elbow toward your knee. Left elbow toward your right knee this time. Inhale, re-extend, stretch it out long. And then exhale, hug it in. Inhale, reach out. Last one of these, pull it in, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch back out. Good, now bring your left hand to the ground. Kick your left toes over just a little bit. Shift your weight to your left hand and your left knee. Reach the right arm up toward the ceiling. The right leg lifted and parallel with the ground. Open through your chest. And then stretch your right arm forward alongside your ear and really stretch through that side body. Bend your right leg, reach back and grab a hold of your foot if that's available. Kick into your hand as you open up through your shoulder, open through your heart. 2 more breaths here. Good. Release gently out of that. Re-extend your arm and your leg. Bring it all the way back to all fours. And come back to some gentle cat-cow movement. Back and forth with your breath. Good. And when you feel ready, everybody, come back to neutral and go to your first downward dog of practice. So spread your fingers, press through your palms, the pads of the fingers, lift your hips up. And feel into this core connection, that strength and lift and engagement at your center. Good. Pedal through your feet a little bit here, shifting one foot, one heel toward the floor, and the other. Good. Take another strong breath in this first down dog of practice, stretching through your calves and your hamstrings, relaxing your neck. Bend your knees a little bit and look toward your hands. Step, hop, or walk forward toward the top of your mat. Lengthen your spine, so come to that halfway lift, extend. Exhale, fold. Good. Do that movement one more time. Inhale, stretch forward and lengthen. Exhale, fold. All the way up to standing on your next in-breath. Ground your feet, stretch up, reach up, open. Exhale, bring your hands together, heart center. Awesome, everybody. Take your arms back up as you inhale, reach up and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive forward, slow and steady movement. Lengthen out your spine, flat back. Exhale, fold. Come all the way back up to standing. So ground your feet, push the ground away, stretch up, reach up, and then hands together at the heart. One more just like that. Inhale, stretch up tall, open, expand. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And all the way back up to standing on your in-breath, stretch up. And then hands together at the heart. Good, keep this moving, reach your arms up as you inhale, follow along with your breath and pace. Come into that forward fold. Flat back as you inhale. Take your hands to the floor, make your way to plank pose. And I want you to hold plank for about 3 breaths. Okay, so squeeze in with your inner thighs, inner arms, and lift through your core. This feels like it's too much. You can always come to the knees to modify. Take one more breath here. Push with your toes so the whole body rocks forward just a little bit. Lower down slowly, Chaturanga Dandasana. Come all the way down to your belly. And then open up into a little cobra pose. So press through the tops of your feet, pull the shoulders back and open through your heart. Take an extra breath here. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Take one more breath here in your down dog, everybody. And then bend your knees, look forward. Let's come back up to the top of the mat. Flat back as you inhale. Exhale, fold. Back up to standing on your in-breath, stretch up, reach up. And then bring your hands together at the heart. Good. Arms go back up, stretch up and lengthen. Bend your knees and you're going to sit into your chair, imaginary chair. Asana. Take a breath here. Exhale, take your arms down and back. Bend your elbows a little bit. Try to squeeze your shoulder blades toward one another and then float up onto the balls of your feet, the toes and the balls of your feet, lifting through your heels. And then ground your heels, take your arms back up to your chair. And then exhale, sweep the arms down and back. Squeeze your shoulder blades, float your heels. Good, one more through this drinking bird. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop your arms down. Squeeze through your shoulder blades, float your heels. Good, ground your heels. Arms back up. And let's exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift on your in-breath. And then take your hands down, step your way to plank pose, lower Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, open and lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead and take your right leg back behind you and up to a 3-legged down dog. Take an extra breath here. And then exhale, pull your right knee in toward your chest. Lift through your core around your spine. Take your leg back again and reach it up. Good. Do that again. Pull the knee in, lift through your core, and then extend your leg back. Like a dog. And last time here, hug your knee in, lift and engage, step your foot all the way through. We're coming into that crescent lunge or that high lunge. So take your arms up alongside the ears. Keep that back heel lifted, all 10 toes forward. Deepen into your lunge a little bit. Keep your torso upright, your tailbone lengthening down. The arms, fingertips, crown of the head, reaching up. So we're going to do a version of this drinking bird here in our lunge. So very similarly, we're going to drop the arms down and back, chest and belly toward the thighs, squeeze your shoulder blades toward one another. And then inhale, come back upright to your lunge. It's okay to put a little bend in that back knee. And then exhale, come forward, bring bird. And then inhale, bring it back upright. Good. Last time here, exhale. And inhale. Moving with your breath. Now, this time as you exhale, bring both hands to your right thigh. You lean forward a little bit. Press into that right thigh. See if you can shift your weight forward into that right leg. Pick up your back leg. Now, with the left leg in the air, keep your left hand on your right thigh and stretch your right arm forward. This is kind of like a spinal balance variation, but you're kind of in that warrior three stance. So push into your right thigh with your left hand, reach the right arm forward, the left leg back, take one more breath. Step all the way back to your crescent, to your high lunge, and then take hands to the ground. Step your right foot back to plank pose and hold. Shift your weight over to your right hand. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot for a side plank pose. You can always come down to that right knee or forearm. Pull your hips up away from the floor. Maybe extend your left arm forward alongside your ear. You could even float your left leg up. Good. Taking one more breath here, everybody. Nice job. Bring it all the way back to regular plank and lower chaturanga. Inhale, peel it open to your cobra, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Take a moment here in your down dog. And then send your left leg back behind you, reach it up to a three-legged downward dog. Okay, keep your hips pretty level here, strong through your core. Exhale, pull your left hand toward your chest. Lift and engage your belly, round your spine. Inhale, take your leg back again and reach it up. And then exhale, pull that knee in. Inhale, stretch it back out. Being with your breath, exhale, pull your knee in and step your foot all the way through. Make your way up into your high lunge, your upright crescent lunge. Reach your arms up alongside your ears. Just give yourself a moment to find your place. The back heel stays lifted, front leg bent, strong, and lifted through your core. Now we're going to do that kind of drinking bird lunge variation. So as you exhale, take your arms down and back, chest and belly towards your left thigh, squeeze your shoulder blades. And then inhale, bring it all the way back up. Maybe you put a little bend in your back knee. Exhale, come forward, scoop your arms down and back. And then inhale, all the way back upright. Maybe a little bend in that back knee. Last time through, exhale. Inhale, bring it up. Good. Now bring both hands to your left thigh. Lean forward a little bit. Press into that left thigh, float your right leg up. So you're in a warrior three variation with the right leg in the air. Keep the right hand on the left thigh. Send your left arm forward. So you're in this spinal balance variation of warrior three. Give this two more breaths here. Reach the body apart, goes from front to back. And then gently step all the way back, crescent or high lunge. Bring your hands down. Step your left foot back to plank pose. Pause here in plank. Shift your weight over to your left hand.
Roll to the outer edge of that left foot for side plank or Vashisthasana. Again, you can come down to the knee or the forearm, or maybe you take your right bicep alongside your ear, stretch that side body, maybe float your right leg up. Take another huge breath here wherever you are. Good, all the way back, regular plank, chaturanga. Inhale, open it up, cobra, lift and expand. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, you guys take one more breath here. And then a little bend in your knees, look toward your hands, step or hop forward. Stretch forward and lengthen, flat back. Exhale, fold. Good, now take your feet a little bit wider. About the edges of your mat, you can even turn your toes out some. And then bend your knees and drop your hips down into what's called malasana, or this yogi squat. You can sit on a block or keep your heels lifted if that feels better. Palms together, squeeze your knees around your triceps, around your outer arms. Pull your thumbs toward the center of your chest. Find your breath. Good, and then we're going to bring the hands to the floor out in front of you. Pick up your hips, try to balance your knees on the backs of your arms, and you're going to make your way into a little crow pose, okay, if that's part of your practice. You can just kind of experiment a little bit, balancing, lifting through your core, picking up your feet, and then coming back into your squat, into your malasana. Good, and let's try that one more time with your game. Bring your hands out in front of you, work your knees up, your upper arms toward your armpits, look forward, balance here. From your crow, you can step or you can even hop back into your chaturanga. Lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And then all the way back to downward facing dog. Now let's extend the right leg back behind. Three-legged down dog. Bend your leg, open up through your hip. Take a breath here with that right hip stacked over the left. Good. Take your right knee and bring it over towards your left elbow. So a little bit of a twisting plank. And then inhale, take your leg back again and reach it up. Take your right knee over to your right elbow or tricep. And take your leg back, pick it up. And now pull your knee toward your chest, step your foot through. Crescent lunge. Reach your arms up. Bend your elbows this time in your crescent and bend your back knee, have a little hover. So squeeze those inner thighs. Heel back and open through your chest. Take another huge breath here. And then straighten up your back leg, reach up through your arms. Take both hands toward the ground. Pick up your back leg for standing split. So float that left leg up as you fold over your right leg. Breathing here. Maybe take your right hand or forearm back behind your calf. Take one more breath. See if you can get that left leg up one more little inch. Step all the way back to your lunge. So the left foot goes to the back of your mat. And keep your left hand down, reach your right arm up for a twist, twisting lunge. Inner thighs engaged, strong through your core. Open up your chest. Take 2 more breaths here. And then bring your right hand back down. Crawl your hands all the way over toward the left side of your mat. Spin your feet flat back on your in-breath. Lengthen. And then exhale, fold. So you're coming into this wide straddle forward fold for a few breaths. Stretching through your hips and your hamstrings, your legs. Feel your breath. Good. Your next in breath, come to a halfway lift, lengthen out your spine. Plug your feet to the floor, bring your hands to your hips, connect to your core, and come all the way up to standing. Turn your right toes forward. Reach and lengthen out through your arms. We're setting up for triangles, so reach the right arm and the rib cage forward and bring the right hand down toward the shin or the ankle and sweep that left arm up. So a few breaths here in Trikonasana, triangle pose. The feet plugged in, arms spread wide, spine long and lengthened. 2 more breaths here, feeling the breath and the sensation. Extending your left arm forward alongside your ear. Okay, for a little bit of extra challenge here, try unweighting your right hand and reaching your right arm forward. So a couple breaths here in this variation of triangle. Then release both hands to the floor. Now listen here, we're going to take the right leg back, reach it up, 3-legged down dog. Bend your right leg open and lift up through your hip. Take your right knee to your left elbow like we did just a moment ago. But you're going to pause here, straighten out your right leg. So you're going to balance on the outer edge of your right foot. Turn your left heel flat and sweep your left arm up. Okay, so if you're not sure what I just explained, take a look at the screen. So you're in like a split version of Vashisthasana. Take another breath here. Exhale, bring your left hand back down, and you're going to slide your right leg through into pigeon pose. Yes. Take a moment here. Feel the weight directly up on top of your back knee as you square off your hips and then walk your hands forward, coming into your fold. And slow it down just a little bit here. And last full breath. And back up. Upright. Shift your weight over to your right hip. So sit over to your right so this left leg can swing around. And we're going to set up for Navasana or boat pose. Okay, so for a second, keep your feet on the ground and bring your hands just underneath your knees. Lean back, keep your spine straight. And then really connect to your core, to your belly, pick up your feet. And the shins can be parallel with the ground. If you want to, you can extend your arms forward. Relax your shoulders, lift up through your chest, and breathe here. Try to soften through your jaw, your neck, the muscles of your face. Couple more breaths here. Option to straighten up your legs a little bit. Good. Challenge yourself, you guys. Last breath. Woo. Okay, cross your ankles. Come forward to your hands and your knees. And let's go all the way back to downward facing dog. Let's hope I can remember the sequence. Feel free to shout out if I forget something, you guys. All right, so downward dog, we're going to take the left leg into the air. Reach it all the way up. Bend your leg, lift and open through your hip. So give this a couple of breaths. Stack that left hip over your right. And then we're going to take the left knee toward your right elbow. So you're coming into a little twisting plank pose. Inhale, take your leg back. Again, reach it up. And then left knee to your left elbow or tricep. And then inhale, take your leg back again. And then pull your knee in toward your chest. Lift through your core, step your foot all the way through. Crescent lunge or high lunge. Take your arms up. Strong and engaged and lift it. Bend your elbows and bend your back knee at a hover. Okay, so you're in a turbo lunge. Peel back and open through your heart and through your chest. Take another breath here, everybody. Lean it back. Stretch your arms back up. Reach up tall. Bring both hands forward. Step into your front leg, your left leg. Float your right leg up into the air. Coming into a standing split. So your hands can stay on the ground. Or maybe you take your left hand and forearm back behind your calf. Good. Soften through your neck, through your jaw. Maybe float that back leg up one more inch. Last breath. Good. Step all the way back to your lunge. You're going to take a twist. So right hand down, left knee centered over your ankle. Reach your left arm up, twisting lunge. Squeeze through your legs, your inner thighs. You can always drop down to that back knee for more support. Open up your chest. Take 2 more cleansing breaths here in your twisting lunge. And let's release out of that. Both hands to the floor. Crawl your hands all the way over toward the right side. Spin your feet so they are parallel. Take an inhale and lengthen out your spine. And an exhale, holding it in. If you prefer this time around to unweight your hands and clasp your hands behind your back, that is an option. Good. Take one more breath here, everybody. You got the fingers interlaced. Release your clasp and bring your hands down to the floor. Come to your halfway lift. Lengthen out your spine. Bring your hands to your hips. Connect to your core. Come all the way up to standing. Good. Turn your left toes forward. Re-extend your arms out. Setting up for triangle pose. So we're gonna lengthen and reach it forward, create that length, and then tilt the body over. Trikonasana, triangle pose, feet plugged in, arms spread wide, spine long. Breathe here. Notice that subtle nuance of your breath. Good option here to extend your right arm forward alongside your ear. Unweight your left hand and take both arms forward for a couple of breaths. Good. Last one here, reaching, lengthening, and then both hands down to the floor. So now your left leg, the one that's in front, will stretch back behind you, three-legged downward dog. Bend your leg open through your hip. And exhale, left knee, right elbow, twisting plank. Now pause here, kick your left leg out. So balance on the outer edge of your left foot. Spin your right heel flat, take your right arm up for a split version of side plank or Vashisthasana. Take another huge breath here. Exhale, bring your right hand down and slide your left leg through into a pigeon pose. So the right leg extends straight back. You're directly up on top of your right knee. Lift up a little bit through your heart, through your chest, and then crawl your hands forward and fold, pigeon pose. About 3 more breaths here in your pigeon on your left side. Good, and then will you gently make your way back up your upright position and shift your weight over to your left hip. So sit down to your left glute so this right leg can swing around. Good. And we'll come back into Navasana, both pose. So maybe slide your hands underneath your knees, lean back a little bit, connect to your core, float your feet off of the mat, the shins parallel with the floor, lift up through your chest, maybe take your arms forward. This time in boat, we're going to do some boat sit-ups. So we're going to inhale and straighten out the legs forward and lean back just a little bit. And then exhale, pull it back up into your boat position. Good. Inhale, slow and steady. Reach out and exhale, pull in. Let's do 3 more of these. So inhale and exhale. The slower the better, you guys. Inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale, good. Okay, feet down. And roll down onto your backs and hug your knees toward your chest. And you pull the knees in. Start to rock side to side. Or maybe you circle just a little bit through your knees, one direction. And then the other. Good, perfect. Now, keep your knees stacked over your hips, pick up your feet. So it's kind of like boat pose, but you're on your back now. Interlace the fingers back behind your head, the base of your skull. It'll hold the back of your head. Take a breath here. And then exhale, lift head and shoulder blades away from the floor. Let your head relax into your hands, connect to your core. Good. Tuck your tailbone just a little bit, press your low back into the floor. Exhale, right elbow, left knee, and straighten out the right leg at about a 45-degree angle. And then draw your elbow a little bit closer towards your knee, back through center as you inhale. Exhale, left elbow toward your right knee, straighten out your left leg active through the toes, about a 45-degree angle. And then inhale, back to center. Good. Exhale, right elbow, left knee, straighten out that right leg, active, reach through your foot. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, left elbow toward your right knee, straighten out the left leg, tuck the belly down. Good. Back through center. One more time each side, everybody. Exhale, elbow toward the knee, straighten out that right leg, elbow closer. Inhale, center. And then exhale, left elbow toward your right knee, straighten out your left leg. Bring your elbow closer to your knee, bring it back to center, and release. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees open out wide. Perhaps let your hands rest on your belly. Supta Baddha Konasana. For a few breaths here. Just feel your breath in your belly. And take one more breath here. Bring your hands to the outsides of your knees, guide your knees together. Separate your feet. So now your feet are about hip width distance apart, sitting at for bridge pose. So bend your elbows, point your fingertips up toward the ceiling. Plug your feet to the floor, push with your elbows, puff up through your heart, through your chest, lifting from the back of your heart. And then push your feet into the ground, lift your pelvis without sinking your heart back down. Strong in your legs. If you happen to have a block, you can squeeze a block between your thighs, your chest lifted. Option 2, drop your arms down. Maybe interlace the fingers underneath your body and shimmy your shoulder blades a little bit closer in. The feet stay parallel. Knees stacked over your ankles, lifting from the center of your chest and from the back of your heart. Good. And you can certainly inhale and create a little more space in your front body. And then exhale, push into the floor with your feet. Maybe draw your hips up. Staying stable and strong and anchored through that lower body, and expansive and full and open in your upper body. Can you stay in your bridge pose for about 3 more breaths? Good, and then we're going to release, gently lower the spine all the way back down, one vertebra at a time. As the pelvis comes down to the floor, up the knees back in toward the chest. Good, everybody. Happy baby pose. Grab a hold of the soles of your feet, the outer edges of your feet, or your big toes. Pull your knees down toward the outer ribs, toward the armpits. Keep your breath steady. Draw your sacrum, your tailbone toward the floor. Be a gentle rock side to side. Release your feet, everybody. Pull your knees back in toward your chest. Just let both knees drop to the right or a spinal twist. Welcome to extend that left arm out to the left or scoot your hips a little bit more toward your center. Last full breath here. Engage the belly, draw your knees back up. And take a moment here. And just allow your knees to drop over to your left. And maybe extend that right arm out to the right. This spinal twist. Take one more full breath here. Draw the knees back in toward the chest and then stretch the legs out to the floor. Reach both arms up and back alongside your ears. So lengthen full body stretch. And then your arms will come down along your sides. You're welcome to move right into Shavasana, or if there's any last little bit sequence or pose, you move into that. So moving into our final release, relaxation, corpse pose. Taking such time as flying goes Shavasana. You feel ready to make your way out of the foot pose. You can come over to your side for a few breaths. And then all the way back up to your seat. Reach your arms all the way up alongside your ears. Bring your hands together. Thank you so much for spending some time today. I imagine your busy day. Be here to breathe together, to move, to stretch, to open, to connect to our core, our personal power. We'll finish with one round of take a full breath in. Namaste. Thanks, team.
Thank you.
Too bad, was it?
No, it was super good.
It was great.
Uh,
Thank you.
You're welcome. And just a reminder, it's beginning of the month, so it's $60 for unlimited yoga and you get the recordings, or it's a $15 drop-in for each class. And hope to see you next week, everybody.
Thank you, Kim.
Thanks.
Welcome. Bye.
Bye.